Hoping we get a fun power hour here. We'll see. It's been really quiet flow wise today, so I'm thinking this video I want to just like look over unusual whales and just kind of look at some stuff here. We'll wait for a couple more people to pop in. Yeah, I know I scalped a little bit on FOMC day, and then I made some money on those meta calls yesterday. But that's literally all I've traded all week. It's been really slow week. There's just not a lot of good flow this week, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna take that off. Let's see. Yeah, not a ton of good flow. Yeah, that meta. Let's take a peek at it. 3 steps behind. Welcome. Yeah, I want to look at that meta because that meta thing was perfect almost. Let's just take a peek at it. I mean, we opened up yesterday a little closer there. Didn't get quite to that 200 day, but I mean, if you took that thing at open, I mean, 579, and it came all the way up to 610. And I believe, let me check my notes here. I think I had 616 as the resistance, but if you're up that high already, you should probably have stops on. Should already kind of have stops on, but I mean, that thing ran and then up again a little bit today, so that 200 days has been really good support there. And I heard a ding when we were sitting in here, so let's take a peek. And a lot of that flow today, I kind of want to take a peek at that flow today too. I mean, a lot of it not coming in right at the ask. These EQTs, let's take a peek. Let's take a peek here. Guac and 3 steps are here. I already said hi to 3 steps, saying hi to Guac now. So these look good to me. Be easy, welcome. Yeah, these are actually coming in above the ask. I like these. Let's take a peek here. So these look good. 182 days, also a little longer term. Let me pop that into the long-term flow here. Kind of odd with that premium up, though. Let's see what else we got here. Shane, welcome. I'm just going to pop this in here. 1 second here. A little longer term there. I'm hoping we see some flow come in power hour, though. Yeah, hey, Shane, I'll show you here 1 second. If you're in the chat here, if you come look up here at the top right corner, there's a little chat thing here, so you don't have to chat in the main room. You'll pop into the stream chat this way. Oh yeah, I know it's confusing sometimes. It's confusing. Let me pop this into the long-term flow quick here. Get these EQTs in here. Yeah, no, hey, I always say hello to. No problem. I just wanted to make sure in case you had a question or something, because I didn't want to miss it in that main chat in this room. Just don't want to miss anything. So those EQTs here. All right. Let's see what else we had. So KSS. So yeah, a lot of that flow today. I mean, you're not coming in. Spreads have been bad today for the most part. I mean, wider bid asks, and we're not really coming in a good spot at all here. AJ, welcome. Yeah, I mean, those spots are just almost mid fills. Just kind of looking. We'll kind of go over the flow today. I mean, like nobody wants to chase a fill like this. I mean, obviously they're gonna make actually they didn't make a big move. I mean, that's what happens when those spreads settle, and then you end up being down a lot. So that's why I avoid those big spreads. But I mean, bad spread here. Just everything not really coming in. Not much today. Even these, I mean, not coming in. Oh yeah, what's up? Sweet. We will look at your ticker. Let's see. PM was looking for puts 140 for the daily gap fill. Problems volume looks terrible. All right, let's take a peek for you. We'll come back and look at the flow here in a bit. I'm going to knock off of this one. Let's see, so you're looking for PM. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see, PM here. I'm just trying to see what we got today. Yeah, I see what you mean by not a lot of volume on this bid side there. I'm gonna look at my master list. I just like to kind of look at that contract lookup so I can kind of get an idea of what's going on intraday. But yeah, I mean, not a lot there. Bid side, bid side, bid side. Let me pull up my main flow list here. All right, let's take a peek. So, adjust my premium a little bit. Simulation made it in finally. She's a little late today. All right, let's see here. So these bid side puts, so that's what we were seeing in that contract lookup. Let's just take a peek at them. Just want to see, interesting here. Let's see if it's gonna, okay. So I wonder, actually I want to come back here. So 850, 871. I wonder if they are selling these at that 870. Interesting to see that, but that IV's increasing there, so that's kind of odd to me. But then your spot is decreasing here, so that one's kind of mixed. I'm just trying to look for some normal flow here on it. Let's look at the last 7 days. So big multi-leg trade here, I see. All of that looks like it expires today. Some next week. Okay, close that out. I don't like that. Yeah, there's a lot of multi-leg flow on this one, it looks like. A lot of multi-leg flow on this one. I'm going to pull up the chart here after for you too. Yeah, this one's almost, I mean, it's a lot of mixed flow on this one. Bid puts again. I want to kind of pop that premium up and, oh, not 250. Fat fingers today. Just trying to limit that. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of multi-leg, so I'm not seeing any specific flow that really sticks out, but I want to take a peek at that chart for you. And volume profile looks lower. Yeah, I know, and especially when there's not a lot of volume on the contracts. Let's take a peek here at your chart, Philip Morris. I want to see when they're. This is how I know I'm happy it's Friday, because clearly I'm on vacation mode. Yeah, that gap up there is this. Let's take a peek at the weekly. Are we at all-time highs? Yes, we are. Okay. Just wanted to check there. Okay, pop back to the daily. Yeah, I mean, you broke down through that 20-day. How's that volume been on that, on these days? So obviously gap up from earnings there. That's your gap. Yeah, interesting to kind of see what happens. I mean, this would be your, on the candles, numbers on the candles. Where you seeing that, Guac? Oh, wait. He is in the main chat. Never mind, ignore me. I was like, I don't see any numbers on the candles. Okay, yeah, that 20-day, it looks like they broke through that. I mean, it's been bouncing there at that 20 days, so I mean, you're looking like maybe you're heading for that fill. I'd probably put kind of some support around this little, maybe that 148 to 150 area. I mean, that'd be your next spot there, and then down from there, kind of just in here. Then you got your gap fill. So, I mean, that's a pretty significant move down. I'm going to fix this up a little bit. That's kind of crappy. Yeah, I mean, this would be your next zones of support. I mean, kind of testing in here, and then we fail to hold there and come down here, and then probably see that gap fill maybe, and maybe a little support here at that 50-day moving average, but would look good heading down there. I mean, in that gap fill there, earnings are 33 days. You're probably not going to fill that gap by earnings. Let's see what else we have in here, though. I just want to see where we are trend-wise. So I'm kind of not going to be the cleanest trend line, just with kind of how we gapped up there. But I'm going to kind of delete out some of these zones here, make it a little cleaner. Let's come down here. Yeah, and then with earnings too, it kind of makes it a little tougher too. And yeah, this trend line, I want to pop it to the weekly and see how the trend line looks there. Yeah, I mean, you're obviously trending up. Let's come here and see how we look. Maybe possible new channel forming. Let me clean this up a little bit. Try to get it as nice as I can for you. You could see your new channel forming here. Have to see what happens though, but probably new range here. Obviously good volume on the run up. Good volume on that weekly, on that little drop though. That's the thing that I was going to say. It almost looks like you got a flag forming a little bit. If this was declining volume here, actually, let's take a peek at it on the daily. Let's see. And it's not going to look good on the daily, but I just want to kind of see that volume on the daily. So good volume up there. And at that top of that new channel, I mean, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of volume on that 20-day there. Yeah, some declining volume here the last 3 sessions on the way down. So yeah, I mean, have to kind of see how that moves, but I mean, I'd probably mark this as the new channel right now just for your uptrend. Let's but yeah, good find there. Obviously RSI is kind of neutral right now, but yeah, I wish I had some flow to help you out on that one, because that flow is not very good. Not a lot of good flow on that one. Let's take a peek at, I want to leave trading view up. How we doing market tide wise? Yeah, market tide looks like we're heading bid side for our premiums. Net call and net put premiums heading bid side. Still a lot of call volume though. How about out of the money? Geez, I did not realize that net premiums were that bid side-ish today. But again, that can also be with it being quad witching today. A lot of people could be rolling out contracts, closing contracts, so you're going to see a lot of bid side action there too. Let's see. And ignore my typing. I am just kind of writing down what we're talking about here so I can kind of put it in the video for people that might miss it and want to rewatch it. Let's see. I want to open up a new tab. Actually, let's see what came in. Upstart again, another multi-leg. Let's go back to the, maybe if I scroll up, oh, well, it's multi-leg anyways. UHS, that's going to be multi-leg again. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, I mean, this is all multi-leg flow today. Just not a lot of good flow coming in here. These APLEs. Again, longer term, and you're going to overlap earnings. It's not a lot of good flow today. Not a ton of good flow. And I mean, like, you have these LENs, but then right after you have some more LEN puts coming in, some multi-leg stuff, some rolls, it looks like. Yeah, just not a lot of good flow today. And I mean, again, not all coming in at the ask. You're just kind of not getting, that's not really mid there, but I mean, I like to see it come in at the ask. And if there's a couple that are not at the ask, like, let's see, like Visa here. I looked at these, and so 640 was your average. Like the 635 there, that doesn't concern me. One contract. IV's coming up, and see, that's where you're getting that descending fill there, is because it's that one contract getting filled there. But yeah, that jump in that IV when it comes in, and that, I mean, it's been a lot of bad flow today, but that ones are one of the decent ones. I know we had the SPY calls coming a little earlier too. This one looked good, obviously. A lot of ask side hits on this one. We got in at 310, ran all the way up to about 396, 390. Actually hit a high of 4, so I mean, not for how bad of a day it is with flow wise. You can't force stuff on days like this. Let's see how we're looking gamma wise. So a lot of that exposure is still on that 560. I want to see how we're looking intraday, not direction up. So still looking a lot of volume to the upside there still. A lot of volume to the upside. But yeah, kind of looking at that daily too. I mean, that daily is getting worse. I keep saying I'm expecting it to kind of start trending up again, but it hasn't. It's just been decreasing. I mean, that is a sharp drop, and we haven't seen, what are we, 569 today? We haven't been this low since 419 of last year, and we didn't even get that low. About 425 of last year. That's our lowest day since then. And kind of seeing that history here, I'd be interested to see if we start maybe seeing a little trend back up, especially if we start getting some positive news or tariff talk starts kind of dropping down a little bit. And if anybody wants me to check out any flow or anything, just feel free to shout. And I do have my gamma guide. I'm essentially done with it. I tried to kind of hold off. I wanted to see how today kind of played out. I took screenshots from today and kind of had to edit some things around. So it's based off of today's data. Let's see what else we got. These KSSs. Yeah, again, not there. Bid side, a lot of bid side stuff today, and I kind of wanted to avoid bid side stuff today because obviously there's probably people with option expiration today closing out their contracts and probably opening new ones. And 3 steps. I know we were going to talk about open interest too, so I kind of want to do that while we wait for some stuff to come in. So let's take a peek here, and I'll pull up some stuff from this week from our flow that will help probably a little bit more. So let me see if I can find a good one from this week. So like these ADMAs. So this is going to be a good example. So these came in on Monday. Monday was what, the 17th. So let's go to the 17th here. So 17th or 18th. Whoops, sorry. Ignore me. Whoops. Please hold. Okay, here we go. So perfect example here. So you're looking at that open interest. There were only 146 open contracts that day. So again, kind of for maybe anybody else that has questions in here. So your open interest and volume, 2 different things. Volume, intraday contracts. I buy a contract from somebody, I sell it to somebody else. That 2 volume. I sell 1 contract to, let's say, JT. He owns that contract now. That's 1 transaction from me to him. You're going to count that. So now looking at 318, so we had 146. So we had about 10 o'clock my time, Central Time, can see right here, we had 2,500 contracts come in. So we know this is an opening trade, just kind of based off that math. There were not 2,000 contracts open at the time. Now, if there were, like, let's just say the 19th, let's say those 2,500 contracts came in on the 19th, ignore that plus the plus 30.99, just pretend that that's 30, the 2,500 was there, the 32 was there. Now we don't know if that whale is closing some of their positions, selling contracts to somebody else, because that number, that volume number is smaller than that open interest number. So you're essentially looking for that volume number to be greater than that open interest number. Now I'll show you a bad example after we pass on this one, but so back to this one. So back to the real part of this one. Sorry, it probably got a little confusing there, but that volume here, you can see, so 2,500 contracts. We're just going to say 3,000 to make the math a little simple, because it is about 3,000 anyways, against 146 contracts. So these all came in at one time. We know this person's opening a position because there's not that many contracts open already. So you can see that all carrying over here into the next day. So that's where you asked about that plus part of things. So that's saying 3,099 contracts carried over into 319. So open interest only updates in the morning. And it will only update, like, it doesn't update on the weekends. You have to wait till Monday for it to update. So now let's say today, 3/21, let's say we had 2,000 contracts come in. Now we don't know if this whale is passing them off to somebody else or closing their position. The only way you're going to know that is Monday when that open interest updates. So let's say it was 2,000 contracts of volume today. Now if that open interest dropped to 1,200, that means that whale fully closed their positions. Those contracts are no longer open. Now if you saw the 2,000 today and that open interest turned into 5,200, that means they added to their position. So another one now, let's say you saw 2,000 contracts come in again today and that open interest didn't change. That means that whale sold them to somebody else. So somebody else is holding those contracts. So that's kind of the beginning where I said, let's say I'm selling these contracts to JT. JT's like, okay, let's think ADMA is going to go up more. And he wants to buy contracts. Okay, well, I'm selling these contracts and he's buying them. So that open interest isn't changing because I'm selling my position in there, but those contracts are still open, if that makes sense. And like on something like, I want to find like a bad example. Like you're looking for, well, it's not going to show you on here because I just select a couple contracts at a time. Like this. So these VODs that came in on the 17th here, there were only 5,297 contracts open. Let me pop this to the 17th here. So 17th, can see, I mean, just obviously you can see it all coming in at one time. So that's the one thing. You got to make sure that volume's all coming in essentially at the same time. And because like if you're on SPY and you see 500 contracts come in and there's like, let me just see. Okay, well, I'm going to use this SPY put as an example here next, because that should help. I want to come back here, sorry. So yeah, I mean, like, just based off that size, that open interest, we know that's an opening position. And you can see majority of that carried over. So now you can see, so this is what I was talking about, how they're adding to their position. You can see another 42,000 contracts traded here. Majority of that carried over, not all of it, but majority of that carried over. So to me, if we look at the 20th here, So 20th here. So we had 33,000 contracts come in here at the mid. So a majority of those carried over. Hard to know. I wish this was at the ask, because I don't really want to dive super deep into that. To me, this is telling me they added more at 24 there. So their original entry was 23. Looks like they got in more at 24, and they probably expected to go a little higher here. That's interesting to me there. So I want to show you like a bad example here. Where'd those spies go? So the 324, 548. So SPY obviously gets a lot of, and of course it's not going to be a good one there because it's clean flow. I'm trying to find a bad example here. Something, so like a SPY contract, I'm just going to do this. Just give me 1 second here. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, come on. Okay, so SPY. Let's just look on. Okay. I tried to be sneaky. I'm just trying to find like a contract where there's a lot of volume on it. So I found one right here. So 3 steps. Now, let's say you saw somebody like in the morning here. You had 386 contracts get opened. You don't know if this whale exits or what's going on. There's a lot of volume on here. So like those contracts kind of that are like SPY, like the shorter term ones and all that, you're going to see a lot of volume. So that's why you're kind of looking for that volume that's greater than that open interest. I like to find like significant volume or chains that aren't having a lot of volume on them. Because this is it's impossible to track a whale on this. Because this whale could have came in here at 413 and for all we know got out here at 411, or I mean somewhere in here. You get the point there. But yeah, I mean something like this, you're not going to be able to track that whale versus like that VOD that you could see all of that. Even this SPY one. This one you can assume is obviously still an opening position because you have 500, 300, so 8,000 there, 1,500, so 2,000 there, followed by another 1,000. So that whale's essentially adding in there, and this just kind of comes with time and watching. Like obviously, this whale's not closing everything at once here, and obviously, kind of based off that 100. What? You're gonna have to explain that one there. I don't know. I think I was like thinking slowly or something. I was thinking slowly. It was on that SPY one, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean that should kind of help you with like the open interest stuff. You just have to kind of wait for it. You're just looking for. Oh, I was like, what is he talking about? But yeah, hopefully that helps a lot, though. Hopefully that helps your question a little bit more. It's a little easier to show it kind of with that example versus explain it out. It's easier to kind of see it. Damn, spent a half hour talking about open interest there. Let me pop in the market tide. Let me pop in that market tide. Yeah, Tesla leading the day again. I know Tesla's up like 4% on the day last I checked. Yeah, a lot of bid side stuff. I don't think people want to swing anything over the weekend. I know you're not going to catch me swinging anything over the weekend with headlines that can drop right now. And I've never been a massive fan about swinging over the weekend anyways. You have theta. You just have a lot of stuff that can happen over the weekend. So I kind of try to plan my trades early week to midweek. Like to close them out Friday. If I have to swing over the weekend, not a huge deal, but I would rather be on sitting in cash. Let's see, ADM, another Another multi-leg. Another multi-leg. Yeah, I know. There's always just so much movement over the weekend, and especially like those crypto miners and stuff. I'm not a fan of swinging that stuff over the weekend since crypto's running 24/7. Obviously, you will be seeing movements in crypto, and you're like, oh no, I have calls on Mara, and crypto's down 5%. So keep that in mind too if you're swinging over the weekend. Man, there's just nothing coming in. You can kind of take a peek at some of the flow that came in this week, though. Those V puts are up a little bit right now. Those SPY calls ran today. Nice little move up on those. The BABA puts, those things. BABA gap down today, 63, opened up at 89. NVIDIA calls. Oh, that whale's cutting for a loss there, but 112 up to 122. And it hit 10%. See, that's why I'm always like, keep stops on, especially if you're just following whales. I mean, oh, multi-leg, they're probably rolling these actually. Let's take a peek. Yep. Or me and my spreads. I don't get along with spreads. Call credit spread. Okay, so they must have updated the option profit calculator. This is new. I know, simulation. That's a take profits then pictures. They must have updated the calculator here. This is new. Okay, there we go. So I can switch the table there. Interesting. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't expecting them to change the profit calculator there. So 14, so they rolled it to a closer strike. Okay, let's see. So again, I mean, those hit 10% still. Burrow, the put sells. I hate recapping put sells or any type of sells because it confuses people usually. Obviously, a lot of time on those 42 days, they just don't expect Burlington to get under 210. SPY puts those things. Moved up here, 233. Wow, hit a nice 394 today. Datadog calls. This one, so here you go, 3 steps. This is a good example right here. So original whale came in on the 19th. There's your 19th. 600 contracts. You can see most of that carried over. So we had 600 contracts traded yesterday at 303. We're just going to say 600. See how that didn't change there? And that there was that volume. Somebody else bought those contracts at 303. So this whale sold these at 299 to 303. So they sold them for like 2%. And they're trading at about 3 today still. So again, would want to watch this on Monday and see what happens there. I'm going to guess probably not. Might be passing them to somebody else too. Meta, obviously that was our flow thing opened up here. We're just going to go with this. The 668 came up here 100% on those. DraftKings, those moved nicely too. 30 hit 46 same day, chopped about that high 40s, mid 40s yesterday. TTD, again, kind of flat same day it came in. Nice little gap up to 611. Be green on those still a little bit, but hit 611 yesterday. NEE, so those coming in 192, chopping about 173. Some time on those still. Very close to the money on those, so you start seeing those pick up if you keep dropping there. Those, I gotta pop this out. Those ran into the next day, so 218 hit 255, chopped about 247 again. Enough time to kind of secure some stuff multi-leg now too, so wouldn't follow that now. ASTS, this one's coming back a little bit. Not seeing any contract movement today, but let's see, 33, 425. I kind of want to take a peek ASTS. And those were the 425, 33 and a half. 425, 33 and a half. So about 113 for an ask today. Still down a little bit, but time on those. ADMA 117 hit 210 there. Nice little move on those. Shot still green on them too. That whale's still in. So again, 3 steps like what I was saying. Again, you can see that volume, that open interest isn't really changing. So that's how you can kind of tell that whale's still in too. And that's the one thing I like about unusual whales. You can obviously, it gives you a visual. I could probably just tell you by just without even looking at that the historical open interest and volume and stuff. You can just look at pictures and almost kind of get it too. Let's see. IBIT. Those things. This is a good one. You could have got a discounted entry on. 158 was the entry. Hit 174 there. I think 158 was the entry. I gotta check it here in ETF flow. Let's see. IBIT. Yep, 155 was that entry. So 155, and that thing crashed that next day, but hit 174 there, or 179 that next day. And this is starting to get kind of muddy here, where you can't fully start to kind of follow that volume and open interest, so something to watch there. But again, a little time on those, another 35 days of VOD. Those ones, this will be a good one in the flow recap because these came in above the ask. And let's just see if I can take a click on it here and we can see. Trying to see if I can find. Let's see. Okay, well, I have it saved here, so I'm gonna VOD. So you can see, I mean, 24 there was your spot, 98,000 contracts at 24, and the bid ask was 17 to 19. That's very aggressive and premium end size. And then you look at how that thing ran. 23 up there hit 31, 31. And we kind of touched on that one with that open interest and volume there. But yeah, good one there. Victoria's Secret. I mean, this thing, 124 up to 268. Where was IRGTI? Those expired today, but those ran. Wait, this is from last... Nope, we're on the 17th on Monday. I mean, those popped a little bit here. 34 hit 39, 39, 38 there. Enough to kind of... Yeah, I know. Especially when it's something that far above the ask, too. That's what you call unusual. But yeah, I mean, enough time to get out there. 3 little pops there on that. Baba, those calls, those ran a little early, looks like. And this is why I tell people don't follow the whales fully. You can find them. You can use them as references and kind of guides. But don't follow them off a cliff because here you go. 531, they came up and hit 643, 647, 642. That's a good return. You can see about 600 contracts today. They're probably selling these at 88 cents for a loss. What do we got? 681, 602. Could see some other volume there. Could have came off, but that's why I always tell people you got to have a plan when you're following that flow. Because, I mean, that whale was up a decent amount. Let's see. The Amazon put sells again. So 231, they're trading at about 187 right now. That whale's collecting that premium when you're selling puts. You want or puts or calls, you kind of want that stock to chop so that those contracts wear away. 42 days on those. FXI. So that one was one that, so this was a perfect example here. So again, I will show you 3 steps, not to pick on you, but so again, here we go. 9,000 contracts on the day. So you can see we had 18,000 traded on that day. 9,000 there. Roughly 9,000 there. Whale was in and out same day. So Whale opened those at 80 cents, sold them at 99. Opened them at 722,000, closed them for 879,000. So about a $150,000 profit there for that whale. And let's see, 8:30 to 9. Yeah, no, I'm happy. This is why I kind of like going through the flow too, because then you can see the examples. It's easier to go through it instead of try to pick stuff out. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, in about 8:30 up to hour and a half, made about 150,000. Nice little trade for that whale. And yeah, you can see where that didn't carry over. So I opened those contracts, I closed them the same day. Nobody wanted to buy them, so I'm just selling them, and then market function. I won't go into super deep detail about how kind of fun the stuff works. It gets really confusing. Let's take a peek here. What else do we have? So, the 17th, and then QBTS. So again, those ones. So another one where it starts to get messy. These came in at 54, spiked up here to 86 the same day, and I want to pop back here into the 17th because this was another one where they closed the same day. So there's your original entry. So you can see we got some bid side action there, some more bid side action there, and this whale was closing these for a loss too, which is kind of funny to me. So again, 5,000 contracts. Remember that 5,000. So we had about, we'll say 20,000 traded on the day. Only 7,000 carried over. So a lot of contracts trading hands in the day there. Now, if that full 20,000 would have carried over, we know that whale was adding. But this is telling me there's just a lot of contracts changing hands. Can't really continue to follow something like that. It gets a little rough. A little tough to follow something like that. But I mean, that flow did nice move up. And I know we looked at that weekly chart on that too. That weekly chart there too. So actually, I think this is just going to be the flow recap video for the week because we actually did touch on a lot of stuff there. We actually went through all the flow for the week. Let's see, what else do we have? Actually, that won't be the flow recap. I'll have to do a flow recap video. Nobody's going to want to sit through a 43-minute video. But yeah, I mean, there's just nothing coming in. What are we doing into close here? Just chop into close, man. Yeah, days like this, I mean, gotta be patient. I mean, you start forcing trades, and I mean, it's worse for me with like the forcing the trades because obviously I have people that want flow and stuff. So I'm like, I gotta find some good flow. But I mean, there's nothing good's coming in. Nothing good's coming in. This Visa dropping a little bit. Let's see. Slowly moving down a little bit. How are we looking? Want to see how we're looking. Hey, it's a good way to end the week though. It was not a fun week to trade. I mean, Monday, Tuesday were just dead, obviously, with the market weighing on FOMC, and then most of Wednesday till the afternoon is dead. So I mean, you only really essentially I get 2.5 days to trade through the week. I mean, I took 2 trades all week, scalped some calls on FOMC and then Meta. I wanted those app puts real bad, but the thing gapped down hard. Yeah, hey, and just key. I mean, there'll always be another trade. That's the thing. There will always be another trade. And I'm looking at this. There's a lot of outflow today too. Just kind of looking at that volume. And see, we talked about this too. I mean, volume was going to be up today with option expiration. See a little more action, but yeah, looks like everything's down except your communications. Let's take a peek at the heat map here. See how we're doing here. Nvidia is down. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of red. Tesla, Amazon, Meta kind of holding us up. JP Morgan, Palantir, Costco. Yeah, your consumer defensive, Tesla and autos. Entertainment, communication services are up. Yeah, just kind of... Yeah, a lot of red, though. A lot of red. Let's see, what am I hearing dinging? Bid side, yeah. I'm sticking away from bid side on option expiration day. I probably don't even need that up. Yeah, and just nothing coming in ETF-wise, and I don't know, looking at like some of these, it's just not a ton of premium. I did like those SPY calls though. Hey, have a great week in Montero. Have a great week and enjoy it. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, a lot of red though. I just want to look at our advancing, declining. Yeah, a lot more declining than advancing. Where are we on equal weight today? Yeah, equal weight's really down today. Oops, not QQQ. Ew. Yeah, just, I mean, a lot more declining than advancing. Yeah, just not a ton going on. Just premiums dipping to that bid side, but that call volume's up. And just, I mean, this is just untradeable. Untradeable, especially if shorter term contracts, you're just going to get chewed up by theta. These FSLRs, I didn't like those the way they came in. Or now they look clean when I look at them, but 7 days, you're not swinging that over the week and you're going to get killed by theta. It was these ones, the 135s I didn't like. Yeah, a lot of bid side stuff there. I was going to say, I saw one of them and I didn't like the way it looked. Those Visa puts should be up a little bit now. I mean, you can make a little bit into close. 640 looks like 6. I mean, $40 a contract. A little under 10%, but time on those. This longer term, I mean, 270 days. Could move, but man, going long right now is not the best. I mean, just like the Carvana, you just see just a lot, and it's nothing good coming in 56 days. Those coulda 12. I mean, just kind of choppy. I mean, your premiums are just not there. QPTS, this one I saw, and I was like, nope. Tech calls. Just, yeah, I mean, a lot of contracts not seeing movement. So be happy that I don't just post every piece of ask side flow that comes in, because you can be in a lot of positions that are just not moving. It's Qualcomm's. Those could have been posted. Why did I not like these? 2. So, why did I not like these when I saw these? There's something I didn't like on that one. I think your net premiums being up a little early in the day too. But yeah, I mean, not a lot of flow today. Not a lot of flow. See, and then just more multi-leg. Just junk. Junk. Hoping next week's a little bit better because we have we have PCE next Friday. Next Friday is going to be busy. Next Friday should be a good live stream for us for sure. So we got consumer sentiment and PCE. Otherwise, I mean, let's take a peek. Oh, hold on. PPL, I want to look at these quick. Oh, no, I lied. I don't want to look. Yeah. Enjoy it. Have a great week in 3 steps. Yeah, I mean, those PPLs, I mean, right at the mid. Can't really do anything with that. FSLR, so again, bid side ask, that's a no. Yeah, just a lot of junk. Oh, these UALs must have came in and I missed them there. Let's see. Well, let's see. It's spiking into close. Don't want to swing that over the weekend anyways. 46.06. Oh, nope. There's your IV dropping. So, nope. Say no to that one. Let's see. Yeah, just a lot of boring stuff. I'm going to see what we're going to rally into close the last 10 minutes. I mean, pretty, kind of a decent volume day. See how, I mean, you're almost at your average there. Yeah, a lot of people calling a bear flag here. Yeah, I know those JPMs, the long-term ones. Let me see if I can go find them in here. JPM. These guys right here. Yeah, 725, up at 766. A little under 10% on those, but no, I'm ready for this day to be done. Custard, welcome. I know you missed it, but it'll be recorded if you want to rewatch it. Yeah, not much. Might just hop off here for the last 7 minutes. I mean, you're not going to really see much more coming in. But yeah, everybody's kind of talking about this bear flag here. So we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to hop off too. There's probably, I mean, we're not going to add in any other flow. So, all right, everyone. Have a great weekend. Hop off here and everybody have a great weekend.